There are people who are so famous sometimes that their pop superstardom and their iconic status kind of overtakes everything. And then you get glimpses into their life because you look at who their parents are. If a superstar is really young and they kind of go off the rails, you often wonder what the parents are like. And sometimes it's just even bigger. This guy hasn't gone off the rails. We're talking about Justin Bieber. His mom has her own identity. And it's sometimes easy to forget in that kind of maelstrom of Bieberisms that his mom's story she suffered a lot early in life, found refuge in a love for the performing arts, which is something she passed on to her son. Her mom, Pattie Mallette, this is the book. And she talks about abuse, talks about depression that she endured, and also how she came out on the other side. Nowhere But Up is what it's called. Really looking forward to having Pattie make her way out into the chair. But first, here's a look at her with her boy.
This is my mom. This is my mom. She's little, but she's beautiful. And thank you so much. I can't even think. I mean, I'm just so blown away right now. I want to thank you for just always believing in me. I want to thank just everyone. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Please welcome to the program, Pattie Mallette. How are you?
Hi, good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Have a seat. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
I would say congratulations on writing the book because it's a hell of an accomplishment. But it's a complicated congratulations because it's a book where you talk about some severe trauma growing up as a kid. I mean, the decision to write it, was it an easy one to decide to write this?
You know, I've been telling my story for a really long time and sharing it since before Justin started his career. And
I'm sorry, Justin. I'm not.
It's a kid named Justin Bieber. I don't know.
Oh, I saw him on Twitter, but okay, carry on. Yes, yeah. Okay.
So he was 12 by the time I let him hear my story. And so, you know, over the years I've had a lot of people say, you know, you should really write this down. You should write it in a book. And so that's why I did it. I wanted to help others. And by sharing it, a lot of people have been inspired. And so I wanted to put it on paper.
I imagine there were a few times when you were growing up and you were, a young mother and you had to go through a lot of this on your own. You felt like you were alone, and in a sense that you kind of craved community.
Well, it's kind of complicated. I ended up, you know, going through all this turmoil and trauma I talk about in the book to the point.
We're talking about, sexual assault and molestation. Some really the worst of the worst. You're talking about, right?
Yeah, you know, abandonment, rejection, really unhealthy relationships, drugs, alcohol abuse. And I just got to a point where everything spiraled out of control to the point of, attempted suicide. And that was, the point when everything sort of turned for me. And I was just so desperate. And I had people, talking to me about, God, say God can help you. And I'm like, I don't really believe in God. But I was just so desperate. I was like, if you're real, crying out. And he showed up in a big way. And that's just sort of what turned my whole perception of everything and helped my journey.
I want to play something here and talk about the impact this might have had on you.
Sometimes grown-ups touch kids in ways they don't like.
I was wrestling with my uncle, and it changed. It felt icky.
When touching feels funny, it's hard to know what to do.
He said I shouldn't tell anyone.
If that ever happens to you, say no.
No.
Then go.
Go.
And tell someone you trust.
That's a pretty powerful PSA. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it well. Wow, I haven't seen it in a long time. That public service announcement changed my whole life. And I don't even know if he knew that it had impact on anybody, but after I saw that, that's what gave me the courage to say no to my abusers.
And then you fast forward a bunch of years, and here you are, the mother.
I was 10 years old when I saw that, yeah.
10?
Like that PSA, I might be the only person that changed their life, but it just changed my whole world. It gave me the power to say no. It stopped my circumstances, and that's why I wanted to do this.
But when you released it, did you have any hesitation?
Sure, I mean, there's a cost to everything, like bearing my soul to the whole world. There's critics, it's hard being vulnerable, but I just have to remember why I'm doing it.
I want to look at this picture, because, so your son's a famous performer. You have a performance streak in you, don't you? If we may, there's a little photo. You're looking at that little girl in the far left there.
Oh my gosh, how did you get that?
Look at you on stage.
Wow.
What did being on stage bring to you? Do you remember that?
It was an escape for reality for me. You know, just being on stage, get to be somebody else. Because, you know, my life was really painful as a child. But, you know, there's a little, you know, we have a love for the arts that I share with Justin, and we kind of bond over that.
Okay, anthropology, rapid fire questions. You ready?
All right, ready.
All right, when did you realize that there was something abnormal about Justin Bieber?
Abnormal. He was playing a full drum kit by the time he was 2.
And he was good.
He was good. He could play perfect time.
Where does that come from? Peter Mansbridge?
Yeah.
Justin's grandfather, Bruce, said that Justin was supposed to be a hockey player. What team did your family dream he might play on?
The Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, wrong answer. It's really nice to see you. Thanks for taking the time today. Real pleasure. The book is called Nowhere But Up. It's the story of Justin Bieber's mom, Pattie Mallette. We'll be right back. Okay.